Hello and good 4th of July to all Americans, friendos and fansos and viewers and peters. Today I have with me the sweet Sweetie Bloom. Say hello.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi.
And we have the very pretty birdie princess pony with us, Silver Quill.
I feel pretty, oh so pretty.
Yes. And we were supposed to have with us Elley Ray, but she has for now been occupied, but she will join us as soon as she can. So we will hope and pray that she is okay and everything goes smoothly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we also got a warning from Sweetie that, what was it, smelling gunpowder?
Yeah. So, here's hoping the fireworks won't set off until after the stream, but we'll see.
Yeah. So if it starts to sound like war, she will go and push the dog.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I get for living outside of a military base.
Ah, military base, so not just noisy neighbors.
Well, they are noisy neighbors, though. There was one time where I think they were, like, testing bombs or something. And I was like, if I file a noise complaint against the U.S. Air Force, is that considered an act of war?
Maybe. That would be an interesting case, though.
Yes.
Consider it a blast.
Aha!
The puns.
Yeah, we will not be short of them.
Nope.
Never. In fact, grant me just 1 second, I can get even more sound effects.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Yes.
1 second, be right there.
Boop, 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 boop. So, 4th of July, is it usually a lot of firework, or has it toned down the couple of years now?
Well, last year it wasn't nearly as bad as it usually is due to the whole pandemic situation.
Yeah.
But this year I think people are probably going to make up for lost time, so will probably be a lot of fireworks.
Oofto.
I imagine.
Yeah. As far as I know, that you work on shelter, so do you guys have like air? No, not air, but sound stuffies to help the doggos and kittens?
We are not nearly that well funded, no.
Oh.
I'm back.
Hello.
Hoi, welcome back.
Back to have a blast.
Aha!
Oh my gosh.
Darn it. Jeez, you can hear the fire afterwards, too. It's intense.
So
Very good sound effect machine.
So fancy.
I pride myself on the latest handheld technology, even though this is like 5 years old at least.
Well, you know.
That's what it goes.
Yeah, I'm like, it's more than I've got, so...
Yeah, the closest sound effect I have is my mouth.
Haha.
I see a trinary in the chat.
Oh,
yeah, we got trinary.
Hi, you.
Oi.
Oi. What's
Oi.
Ollie oxen fur or something?
Yes.
So Crazy Chris, how have you been?
Oh, I have been a busy little bee, and at the same time there have also been some speculation about maybe traveling to a con in the Netherlands. That's gonna actually be in person because the Netherlands is in green. So I might actually get to go to or in-person con after all. Yay!
Oh, what kind of con?
It's what's the name again? PonyCon Holland.
Ooh, fancy.
So I might even maybe. I don't know if they have accepted it yet. Maybe even have a basic voice acting panel. So I'm kind of nervous for that.
Nice, you can do it.
I hope so. Other than that, yeah, it's mostly been work and both on the farm and voice acting, and you know, helping out neighbors if they need. We have some old neighbors that sometimes still need grocery shopping for because they're too scared to go to the store.
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
So that's mostly what my days is about. Sheeps, animals, ponies on internet, grocery shopping. You guys.
Sweetie, you first. You first.
Oh, what? How I'm doing? I'm okay. I have my animals on my end too. Got the kitties and the doggies. Lately, we've been having pigs and ducks and stuff come into the shelter too.
No.
Yeah. It's been crazy, interesting times. Yeah. Not looking forward to next week, to be entirely honest, but I'll get through it. That's
awful. Hey, give me
you okay?
Stream. Hey, give me stream. Sorry, that was just my father.
Oh, sorry.
No, it was just that I have like this big blanket behind me, so it touches my back. So he was just taking his head inside, and then he poked in the blanket, so it poked my back. So that's why I So,
gotcha.
Yeah, so he just was like, hello, because he's back from a vacation. I was just
cool.
Yeah. Well, Norwegian vacation, but still.
Fatherly trolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, Silver's good at that too.
Yeah.
It's true.
He might not be a dad yet, but he got the father energy.
He's definitely got the dad jokes down.
Yeah. Ready
for jokes, but I like to think myself as the big brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Very true.
You're not old enough to be my dad anyway. Pat pat.
Pat pat.
I appreciate you saying that.
Now I'm curious. How old are you guys actually?
Old enough where I have to think about it. I'm 31.
And I turned 40.
Big boy.
Yes, you can tell my maturity level. I am but the proud, mature, refined person.
Yeah, I was like 3, 2, 1 fart gag. There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, Trinary shush. I am quite certain you're younger than I am. So you can shush.
But even Trinary's been saying feeling older.
Yeah. There are people at my work who like just turned 25 and she's like, "Oh, I'm getting too old for this." I'm like, "You can shut up."
Just excuse you.
Right? She's like, "Wait till you turn 30. It's when your knees go."
Oh boy, that means I have 2 years left of good knees, and my knees are already bad. Yay.
Yeah. That was the thing. I'm like, my knees are fine considering my genetics, and then I turned 30. I loved this like gif from Avatar, which is like, what did you do to me? I took away your bending. It's like 30s to my knees. It's like, yep. Oh, I didn't know you were that old, Trinary. I guess you're in our age range then, I suppose. I generally assume everybody on the internet is a baby, unless told otherwise.
Well, just think, when you turn 40, you suddenly stop having all the about what anyone else thinks.
Oh,
nice.
I thought you were going a different direction with that.
I know you were.
But this is a safe for animals, yeah.
Safe for Chris. I won't say it.
Yeah.
But we have a question in the chat. How old are you, Chris?
I am 28.
Oh, okay. So not that much younger.
No. In February, I will be 29.
Oh.
So I'm a Febby baby. Febby baby?
Febby baby.
Febby baby. So I'm a Aquarius. Yeah, that's the thing. What's your star emoji?
Zodiac?
Yeah.
I am a Virgo or Leo, depending on who you ask.
Huh?
Well, I'm a Virgo by the traditional standards of which I grew up with. However, I think there was a recent thing where it was released that the constellations shifted, blah blah blah, which would have make me a Leo. But yeah, I'm a Virgo.
Okay. And Silver?
I am, I believe, a Sagittarius, which always makes me think of the Weird Al song about your horoscope for today.
Don't think I've heard that one.
The line goes, Sagittarius, all your friends are laughing behind your back.
No.
Kill them.
Oh, that's not true. We laugh in front of your back.
It's true.
Logic, where did that go? In front of your back, wouldn't that still be behind your back?
Yes.
So instead of having your back to his back when you laugh directly at his back.
No, it's rather than laughing with his back facing me, I am laughing with his front facing me, is what I was trying to get across.
Ah, yeah, that
usually
makes
at a joke
sense.
that he himself has made 9 times out of 10.
Also, there are days where you can't tell my front from my back, so you know.
Oh, har.
Don't you dare! You have a cute face, don't you dare?
Yes. I do tell him he doesn't believe me.
Yeah.
I do not.
Well, yeah, that type of things are hard to accept about oneself from time to time.
What's the gift you always send me? You may not like it, but accept it.
Oh, you're gonna use Macho Man Randy Savage against me?
Yes.
Well, to tell you, he who liveth by the sword dieth by the sword.
Sure.
Okay.
It's hard to can't figure out what made Macho Man tick.
My reaction to that is pudding. Pudding. Because I didn't understand anything of that. Yay. Okay.
I think they're wrestling references. I don't understand.
Okay. I don't watch that. Question in chat from Riverdale. Question for every pony. What do you like to do after a long day of work? Silver, why don't you start?
More work.
This is why I have a problem with you, sir.
Okay, so I have a day job. It goes from 7 in the a.m. to usually after 4 in the p.m. And so it really depends on the day. Some days I go to my trainer and spend 45 minutes getting thoroughly exhausted. And then some days, Wednesdays, I go to my family and we catch up in the middle of the week. And other days I get home and I try to work on either some graphics or a video, or I do my my Fulfillment Friday art stream. So I really do end one work and dive right into another, pretty much until it's time to go to bed. And then maybe a little past.
Hold on, I'm trying to find an appropriate GIF.
Oh, she's going to be so mad. Of course, I also, some days I'm just like, I don't have it in me. I just pop in a video game, usually Destiny 2, and just destroy some pixelated enemies.
Those are usually the days I'm most proud of you.
Yay.
But then I don't get to go to bed with that feeling of accomplishment.
But you already done the work, you.
Taking care of yourself is absolutely an accomplishment. Yeah. And this is the closest GIF I can find to the look I'm giving you, and you know which look it is.
He's giving me the "Are you kidding me" face. I have drawn it on many a character. I wouldn't be surprised if I opened a Sweetie Bloom art piece and that was the first look that was available.
That would have been hilarious. That would actually be kind of fun. Like, if somebody were allowed to collect, like, a lot of good fan art or art from all the different ponytubers, and, like, make a whole book out of it so people could, you know, still join in the enjoyment. What's up with my English today? But yeah, join in the fun. Yeah, join in the fun, and then you would have like all the stories behind the different pictures and stuff. That would have been fun.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody ever tags me on DeviantArt, and it's a fan art of me, 9 times out of 10, I will favorite it. So my favorites is usually a whole bunch of my fan art.
Yeah.
Yes, I have an entire folder devoted to it on my DA.
Yeah, I think I posted both of you guys' DeviantArt on the Twitch info.
Yes, I don't actually make any good art, so you don't need to like look at my art. But if you want to look at the fan art, the favorites, that's where to go.
And just this past Friday, gosh, I need to look this up. Someone drew a picture of a Zubat on my face after storm.
What?
See, I want to see. Well, okay, so in his stream, okay, you could tell it, Silver. You'll tell it better.
Already, how to describe this? One year at a BronyCon, I was about to host a panel, and I wanted to greet people before the panel started up. So I was going down the way. There was a decent sized line, and shaking people's hands and saying thanks for coming. And then all of a sudden, everyone takes out their phones and starts snapping photos. I'm like, oh, this is nice. This is good for my ego.
Nice.
Until they showed me on the screens that really Pokemon Go had decided to display a Zubat on my face. Everyone was getting pictures of a Zubat twerking on my nose. And I thought, damn you, Zubat, of all the times I've grabbed at least one of you in a cave. I thought we had something here.
Betrayal!
I thought you were the very best, like no one ever was.
Mm-hmm.
So then Pokemon Fire Eevee did a quick sketch of a Zubat on my face. So one sec, I will get the link.
Yay!
Yay!
Fan art.
Yay!
There we go.
Copy link. Post for everyone.
Oh, it's beautiful. I ship it.
So, Layman, there you go.
I think the Zubat loves the fans more than I ever could.
No, it looks so cute.
The Zubat, it is succumbed to the trials of fame.
I'm sorry, that Zubat drawing is way too cute to be scary. Like, it looks so happy. Oh. Like, Zubat usually looks a bit scary to me, but this Zubat just looks adorbs.
Witness me!
Or Silver Senpai, notice me! And then it flies up in your face. So
pointed towards the people cameras, so I think it's saying, fans, you notice me!
I was just starting to imagining Silver Quill being a Pokemon trainer and having Zubat as his starter Pokemon.
There you go.
And someone plays Mantine, and I forfeit immediately and run away screaming.
Yeah.
Mantine.
When we're in the topic of Pokemon, if you only take Generation 1, who would you have on your team?
Sweetie, you want to tackle this first?
Are we going by like actual battle strategy or like aesthetic?
I was just thinking, who do you want on your team? I didn't think strategic or...
Well, like, I'm thinking, who do I actually have in the video game, or, like,
who of
real
all
world?
The 150 you won, if you count Mew, who
count
would
Mew.
you want? Yeah, because, no, Mewtwo. Mewtwo or Mew?
Mewtwo.
I need to check which one is actually the... Because 150 does... Come
the
on.
150th Pokemon, I think, ironically, is Mewtwo, and the 151st is Mew, I think.
Yeah, you're correct. So we count with Mew, so which is the 151. So.
Okay. Well, I'll definitely take a Mew. Because, like, one of my favorite Pokemon, like, aesthetically has always been Persian.
Oh.
But I rarely would have Persian on my team because, unfortunately, I love normal types. Normal types are my favorite type of Pokemon, but they're pretty darn useless in battle. Maybe that's why I feel for them. So sadly, things like Blastoise and Lapras and things like that, they're usually... I mean, I had Pokemon Blue, so I felt obligated to play the game with Squirtle. And then, I kind of always chose Squirtle as my starter. I tried with Charmander and I tried with Bulbasaur, but I went back and I was like, nah, Squirtle is best. But yeah, so I never went to the Elite Four with Persian in my repertoire. Oh, Ditto was another one I really like. Let's go with Ditto. I loved it because even though you never got a type advantage, you never got a type disadvantage either. So as long as you struck the first blow, you usually won. Unfortunately, Ditto was usually only good for one battle, and then was usually 2 damage to keep going. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't put too much thought into it because as far as in-game is concerned, I kind of go based on what battles I'm about to face.
Yeah,
I guess.
True. Metagamer.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I would start with an Arcanine, are we going with first evolutions or starters?
You start with a Growlithe and then evolve it to Arcanine.
Yes, I would eventually get to Arcanine with the Fire Dougie.
Yes.
Then, and a Lapras.
Yes.
And a Gyarados. Got the water dragon in one. Let's see here. Then a Haunter.
Ooh.
Freak people out. I would just, the day before a match, I'd have it haunt my opponent and just have it jump out, boogity boo! And they wouldn't get any sleep, and that would be my advantage.
Or your advantage is to be that much more pissed off at you, but
It's a win-win. 50-50 chance.
They will make a silly mistake. Then let's see here. How about a Voltorb / Electrode or an electric type? Also, I want to be I also like the idea of saying, blow yourself up to get the enemy.
Ellie's here.
Elley!
But not sure. But she's not in the call.
Oh,
there we go.
There we are.
Elley!
Elley! Hi!
Hi! There you are!
I figured it out!
Yay!
Excellent. And then, you know what? Just to get a little rock and fly in action, an Aerodactyl.
Ooh.
Nice.
Cool. Right now, Elley, we are going through some of the Pokemon first generation stuffies.
Oh, Pokies. Awesome.
Pokies. So basically, been telling about if they were to have a Pokemon team that is not restricted by, Pokemon strategies, who would you want on your team? I don't know if you know Pokemon the first generation very well.
Well, you mean Pikachu and all those guys?
Yeah, but only the first 151 of them. I did post a link where you can see the Pokemon Pokédex, so you can choose what you see if you want to.
Oh, well, where do I see that?
Okay, you see right before you wrote in chat, you see Pokemon.com NO.
Oh, yeah, I do. I actually do. There, I see it. Let me open that.
So you can scroll down the page until you get to the number 151.
Okay, let me see. 151. 151.
That's the last Pokemon. That's the... Everybody that has a lower number than 151 you can choose from. You can have a look around and I can say which ones I want to have in the meantime.
Yeah, you do that because my numbers go to 0, 1, 2.
Yeah,
I'm looking at.
You have to scroll down the page and click to see more.
Oh, I'm at the bottom of the page, but it says last fleur, FLERE. What does that mean? It's all in...
I think it means list more. At least that's what I sort of assumed it meant. So if you click that button, it should list more for you.
It does. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, there's There's a lot. You go ahead, and I'm just gonna look at this.
Yeah. I'm a very strong Eevee girl.
I love Eevee.
Yeah. So originally, I would say that I would have all the 4 Eevees. I would have Bulbasaur, and having a hard time choosing between Lapras, Krabby, and Butterfree. But I would say if the Eevees are just at home, they're at my home, then I would have Bulbasaur, Butterfree, Krabby, Lapras, Growlithe, and Ponyta.
Eevee is best evolution.
Yeah, very much agree. Very much agree. But
what if it turns dark and becomes evil?
Umbreon is not Eevee. He is good boy.
Eevee is best.
Yeah.
He is best fluff.
Yeah.
And Trinary is asking if he could post a safe for work link.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Although we're looking for SFK, safe for Chris.
Yes.
Also, Trinary, no, there will be no Mantine. There will never be a Mantine. It is not Chris, and therefore
that's beautiful. I love it.
Final Sight sent his regards. Silver.
I might have to have a Zubat on my team if we look that cute together.
Right? He's adorable.
Did you say it has to be after 155?
No, before
155.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
Uh-oh.
Mata Diablo.
Dun 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 dun. Yeah, so you're safe from the nightmares, Silver. That's in the later seasons.
Yeah, exactly, right? 151 means no Mantine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but
Meganium.
Meganium's cute. If I'm saying it right.
Wait, did I say Meta? How does it look?
And it's green with a little flower around its neck, little antenna. Looks like a little dinosaur. It's a grass character.
Metapod? No.
No, Metapod doesn't have a flower in his neck.
Flower in the neck.
154 is what it is.
154. That's try to choose under one.
I know, but I'm just saying, at 154 does not look evil or scary at all.
No, that's one of my favorites as well on that second generation.
That's a really cute one, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Magnum. I'm actually confused too. Meganium.
Meganium.
Yeah.
Meganium?
Sure.
Meganium.
See, if I actually, watched into that generation of the television show, I'd be able to tell you, but I didn't.
Right?
Oh, so much fan art of poor Silver being traumatized by little stingray friend.
Yeah.
Although I'm still scrolling down. I'm at 717 and still going. It's like, oh my goodness, how many have they added?
Yeah, too many. Too many.
Cresselia.
I would say I also like Chansey because of Chansey's role in the television show more than anything.
Yeah, the healer Pokemon.
The healer Pokemon. So
Chansey's cute.
Yeah.
And pink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, if we're looking a little ahead, I would probably eat number 692, a Clauncher with a little tartar sauce.
Silver.
What about Krabby?
No, don't touch Krabby. I gotta say,
Kingler?
Not Kingler either. I like those because when I was a kid, I rediscovered my Pokemon Blue from my childhood, and I opened the game, and I had a lot of different Pokemon, but the highest level Pokemon was a Krabby. Guess what level Krabby was?
100?
Yes.
Nice.
I had grinded the Krabby to level 100.
Nice.
And I was just like, what in my ADHD little child mind made me actually focus enough to get the Pokemon to level 100? Because that takes
And more
dedication.
to the point, like, why didn't it evolve into a Kingler at some point?
I think I maybe accidentally pushed the...
decline?
Yeah, decline button.
But you have to do that, like, every level, don't you? Like, every time it levels up, it tries to evolve.
I don't know.
There's so many good ones. Oh my gosh. I don't even know a lot of these. Wow.
I always think on number 717, Yveltal. Yveltal? It's a legendary that when it's low on health or knocked out, it absorbs the life force of everything on the planet to start over.
Sounds terrifying.
Yes, so would you want a little kid capturing this legendary and taking it into your casual stadium?
No, thank you. That's sort of how I felt when I played Pokemon Moon. Like, you kind of take a legendary into battle, and I'm like, this isn't really fair.
No,
like, I'm just like slaughtering their version of the Elite Four, right? And I'm just like, I'm sorry, guys. I really feel like there should be a rule that I'm not allowed to bring this legendary into battle. Well, but here you go.
Yeah, I guess I'm safe then with my level of 100 Krabby.
Yeah.
I don't know. Level 100 might make it more delicious.
No! Bad Silver. Don't touch Krabby. Never hurt my precious baby.
I didn't know a Krabby would make you so crabby.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that was painful.
Stick around. This is an endurance test.
Dun, 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 dun.
I like Meowth.
Right? Meowth is adorable.
And Mankey. And Venom. No, Nat. I want water one, though.
Seahorse, maybe?
Tentacool. Tentacruel, no. I like Seahorse, cute.
Oh, I cried so much in that Pokemon episode. And Lapras, oh, poor little rat. Baby Lapras! Okay, airplane, you decide to fly outside my window right now?
Yep.
Crabby. Lickitung.
Well,
What?
at least Lickitung is good at eating ice cream.
So we have a couple questions in the chat.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. Snowy Motorcycle asks, question, Silver Quill, do you have tips making OC from MLP FIM? Also, I enjoyed Silver Quill YouTube channel.
Oh, thank you very much. Let's see here. It depends on what you want to create. I mean, by series end, we had a wealth of species from which to make a character. So, my advice, if it's based on an existing race, you want to just look at some of the common traits across characters and start with that. I designed my character looking at Gilda and Big Macintosh and put the two together. Now, if you want to get more adventurous, oh, that's kind of the fun, then try to emulate parts. Like if you're creating a brand new creature, look how that may have been represented in cartoon format in the past. And that might give you a small hint as to what traits you could do to make it blend with Friendship is Magic and its univoice. And I suppose also blend with the new generation. It's slightly different. Hello?
Yeah. Oh, hear you. We're just giving you time to answer.
Yep.
Then you can just be boring and just be a pony.
Oh, that's not boring at all.
Cough, cough, the two Pegasi in the group. Cough, cough.
Yeah, Pegasi in the group are like, or you could just be Pones.
Yeah, you know.
Pones with wings or horns or just regular Pone.
Yeah.
Regular Pone is fine.
Oh, now I didn't realize this was a video chat. I'm just looking over now.
Oh, yeah, I realize everybody else's camera's on. I'm like, well, fine.
Well, fine, I will join.
I guess.
Yeah, no worries. People will only see
will
the pretty picture instead of us. So if we are in our PJs, that's okay.
Oh, no. I'm in my messy office, and I am very self-conscious of it. So I might switch to my laptop, and there I can talk to you all from a cleaner perspective.
Sweetie.
Yes, did you know all of the junk is behind my computer, so you can't see it.
Like, I have an uncovered cover behind me. I think you're good. Like, Elley is the one with all the pretty umbrellas and ponies.
Yeah, you got the pretty umbrellas and the pony.
Yeah, you're styling.
Yeah.
I have style. I've got umbrellas. They're colorful. I've had them for a long time. I find that if you put backgrounds, you get kind of fuzzy on the edges and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, people.
I mean, I have a BabsCon background, but I only use it when I'm doing things for BabsCon.
At BabsCon, yeah.
And then I think there was a time where, like, I had a white background, right? And I had the BabsCon, so that my white wall was turned to the BabsCon. And anytime I lifted my arms disappeared. Like, I'm that white.
I know, it's really weird. It's like, or if you gesticulate like this and your hands disappear, it's like, wow,
yeah, I was like,
that's
I'm like, oh no, I'm too white for my own good.
Yeah. Hey, drinking buddy!
Hi, drinking buddy!
Hello, drinking buddy.
Final site. Oh, sorry.
I've been thinking of getting a green screen that I can just put behind me, and then I can be anywhere in the universe.
Oh no, too much power. Too much power.
We can't handle it.
I have a green screen.
And have the pretty birdie being able to teleport on top of everything else.
Be glorious. Glorious.
What did you say, Elley?
I'm taking a picture. Nothing. I didn't say anything.
It's okie dokie. Also, we have a lot of boops in the chat as well.
Some boops.
Who's Mrs. Putz?
Oh, Miss Potts. That would be me.
Okay.
My drinking buddy and he calls me Miss Potts. I call him Mr. Kettle because we keep telling each other to, like, take care of each other. You know, it's like, shut up and go to bed and stop being a workaholic. And it's like, you first, you know. So, yeah, it's like pot calling the kettle black is a English phrase when you basically, you tell someone to do something. It's a little hypocritical because you yourself. So basically, pots and kettles, traditionally both black. So the pot calling the kettle black is like, yeah, so are you. You know. Another common phrase is, I think, taking the law, or trying to take a speck out of your neighbor's eye without removing the log from yours. That type of thing.
How?
That is more of a biblical phrase, I think. Well, yeah.
I'm just like, how do you
I'm
get
like,
along?
it's not like sticking your foot in your mouth. No, it's a log in your mouth or a speck in your eye.
In your
wow,
eye,
it's going to be
yes, or something. That's what I remember as a kid. Which, yeah, even as a kid, I was like, what? And then they showed me like a video of this guy with like a mask on and a giant log. And I'm like, okay, I'm having nightmares. Good to know.
It's log, it's big, it's heavy, it's wood. It's log, it's better than bad, it's good.
So we now have a Pokemon for my OC, Silver's OC. Sweetie, what will be the Pokemon for your OC that Final have made a small fan art out of yet?
Well, a lot of people actually pair me up with Bulbasaur, which is fine and dandy.
Bulbasaur's
I'd say though, yeah, I'd say one that like probably emulates my character more would probably be Chansey. Like I feel like that would be more prevalent given her role in the show. So
Final to the art corner.
But yeah, a lot of the times like people put my OC with Bulbasaur, which I'm sort of like, I don't know why, but I don't object.
Yeah, like he is very strategically good to have, you know, sleeping powder, stun powder, leech seed. Yeah,
leech seed, all that good stuff, yeah. I think one of the reasons I liked Squirtle / Blastoise more is simply because I could give him so many, what are they called? TMs or something like that. Like, I can swim, he can swim, he can move boulders, he can do all that stuff.
Yeah.
So he was just super handy to have around.
Practical.
Just like, I'm going to have this guy. Yeah, he's a very practical Pokemon, so it's all about him. It's like, I'm going to keep this guy.
But I like, if you've seen the series, you see how dedicated and protective Ash's Bulbasaur is. And that's also one of the things that made me really fall in love with that Pokemon.
Yeah. It's true. Some of the Pokemon from the original 150 that I like and I identify with have a lot to do with their role in the show. For instance, my love of Eevee comes from the episode regarding Eevee, whereas this normal kid with his normal Eevee was told, you have to be extraordinary. And he was like, no, I want to be normal. And I'm just like, you go, kid. That's why Eevee is my favorite. Because I'm like, why do you have to be super special for your life to mean anything? You embrace your normality, kiddo. Yeah. So, a lot of that's why I'm like, Chansey, because of her role in the show. I don't even remember her from the game much at all. But her role in the show was she was the veterinary Pokemon, if you will.
Healer Pokemon.
Healer Pokemon. Yep.
I actually enjoyed the manga version of the Eevee brothers.
Ooh, I haven't seen that
I never read the manga. You'll have to inform.
All right. Well, in many ways, the plot was similar, except that their challenge was Ash and the Eevee kid had to battle their way up the tower. So Ash, his strategy at first is to have Pikachu do all the hard work until they call him out on it. But at each stage, depending on the Eevee form, they'd be like, now you'll burn in the fires of damnation. Now you'll drown in the waters of damnation. Prepare to be shocked by the energy of damnation. And Vash is like, these guys really go on about damnation a lot.
Nice.
Way over the top. So Ash kind of carries the day.
As he used to do.
He still stands up for the kid's right to decide when his Eevee changes.
So in the manga, does the Eevee change?
No, it stays the same. After Ash gets called out on the use Pikachu strategy, which is like, dang, that was my one plan. To which Misty just puts her head in her hands.
Like you do.
They say, are there any rules against using tutorial machines? You get the Pokemon to learn a new move. So they teach Eevee Mimic, and it mimics Jolteon's attack and defeats it with its own electricity of damnation, I guess. So it's a clever strategy. Also, they kind of hinted at a romance between Misty and the other kid, but she's like, no, I'm too old for him. And that they really amp up the Ash-Misty romance aspect in the manga.
Poke shipper, man. Poke shipper all up in here. Ash and Misty, OTP.
It's just, I don't know. As a kid, I didn't think much about it. But at the same time, it's like, it would be nice. Also, here you go, Bloom.
Yay!
There you go. Although, hang on. I understand why they chose Zubat for my image, but are people saying that's my personality? Dwells in dark places and makes scary noises? Oh my god, that is my personality.
And look at it. And popping up all the time when you don't,
Squee!
Oh god, I need to go reflect on my life.
So everybody has... Oh, no, we need one for Elley. Elley.
Yes.
Elley, do you...
What?
Do you want a Pokemon?
What
have you...
I said I like Meowth and Horsia.
Horsey. So you need 4 more.
Meowth, Meow, Mew, and Horsia. And how many do I need?
You need
Why do I need them? What do you mean?
The question was...
How many do I need?
You need a full team, which is 6 Pokemon.
I need 6?
Yeah, so
okay.
you now have Mew, You have Meowth.
Three Meowths and 3 Seahorses are totally a valid strategy.
Yeah.
Why can't I have all 6 of the same characters?
Also, you can. Which one would you want?
You could totally do that.
Yeah, like I want a team of the same.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Which one?
Because nobody does that, I'm sure.
Which one do you want? Do you want Meowth or?
Yeah, I want. Well, if I'm going to get all of the same of one, I should get a horsey one.
Horsey.
A seahorsey one.
Okay.
Yay.
Do a search for Ponyta or Rapidash.
Yeah.
Which one better? Who's the best?
Well, the best one would be Mew, but or
yeah,
Mewtwo.
true. I do like Mew, mostly because it's a pink kitty. Yeah. I like the pink kitty.
It goes.
But I like Fancy too. Like I like all the pink ones. The pink ones. I like Iggy Buff. I mean, all the pink ones are cute, right? But
all the pink ones are cute. It's true.
It's like you go, oh, that's so cute.
Precious.
Mew in the movie, especially. Purple coat.
Yeah. Cute pinky winkies. What's Cresselia like? That's a different looking one. I don't know what it is.
What number?
It's a psychic. It's a psychic called Cresselia.
What's the number on the Pokemon?
488.
488. Okay, that's far down.
Oh, we're far past the 150.
Oh, sorry, I'm in the wrong area. Why did it take me there? That's so weird.
No idea.
That it shot ahead.
Switch off.
Never mind. What's happening? Because it literally goes from 0. Oh, I don't know what's happening because I was in 190 and then it went to 827. What? I gotta go back. It's not letting me. It's very weird. It's not letting me go back to the beginning. I'm trying. It's flipping all over the place. Okay, it's technology. It's not letting me do it. It's going from 500s to 800s to what that is so bizarre.
Close the page and click the link that I sent you. Cresselia is one of the legendary Pokemon's generation.
She's a psychic. I like her.
Yeah, she's very pretty.
I just like that she's a psychic because I don't see a lot of psychics in here.
Sure. Reference for you guys.
Right now, I'm looking up some of the creepiest Pokemon, and boy, howdy.
Yeah.
Creepy.
Some of them have interesting backstories.
I mean, Mimikyu is probably the most fascinating.
Mimikyu is super fascinating.
It wears a cloth because it doesn't think it can make friends in its true form. So it's trying to mimic Pikachu.
Yeah. Mimikyu is like #mood.
Oh, and this is the best part. A researcher took a look under the rag and died from terror.
Oh.
Poor
Mimikyu.
Yeah, that's not good for your confidence. Ooh, but then working further down the list, we've got Lampent. The spirit it absorbs baleful fire. It hangs around hospitals waiting for people to pass on.
Not spooky at all.
Yeah.
Hey. Oh, and last
that's going to scare the kids.
Yep.
And Tindergarten. These Pokemon are stumps possessed by the spirits of children who died while lost in the forest. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah, have fun playing, kids.
Yeah, family friendly, I promise.
Family friendly. Yeah. In the original game, Cubone was the one with the most sad and disturbing backstory.
Oh, yeah, poor Cubone.
Yeah. Because he wears the skull of his dead mother.
I don't know. I feel like I think Paris.
Skulls and the dead, and that is so great.
Yeah.
Really great. Though I feel a little bad for Paris.
What happened with Paris?
I'm afraid of it already.
Paris is I'm not talking about the city, by the way.
Yes, the mushroom crab thing.
It has spores growing on its back, but as it evolves into a parasect, the spores actually take over its mind and control its body like a puppet.
Oh, fun.
So,
Wow.
I found a page where I made it so that the page only let you see the 151, so it's a little bit easier for you. It's the link under the pretty psychic one.
I got it. Now I'm looking at everything again. But I still do. I mean, Mew is my favorite.
Mew is cute.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with Mew.
No.
Mew
but if I had to pick 6, I'd pick Mew, Meowth, Horsea, Dragonair, Lickitung, and Chansey.
Oh.
There you go. Good team.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
What happens to guys because they have a team, or what happens now?
That's about it. But it's always fun to see which type of Pokemon people choose. So, final sight. I think you safely can do Mew for Elley.
Mew.
Mew.
They didn't combine like a cat and an elephant and a dolphin like Bing Bong, which would be good.
Oh, yeah. Like Bing Bong? Yeah, I'm afraid there's no Bing Bong Pokemon yet.
Imaginary, the imaginary friend. But that predated Bing Bong, I'm sure.
Well, I've also linked a song by one of my favorite YouTube channels. Basically, a darker take on the Pokemon thing.
I mean, it's hard to look at the Pokemon universe, and when you apply it to the real world, it becomes very disturbing.
Yeah. All cartoons back in the day were quite dark.
Yeah. So with
back in the 50s and 60s. Dark. I'm not dark, but very mature. I feel that, and they had they were metaphoric inside of them, and then we got a little bit patronizing in our animation. We got, we sort of talked cutie to kids and kind of, simplified everything and made it, whereas, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, no, it's just in the case of Pokemon, I think it's one of those things where they didn't consider the implications of an entire very popular television series based on animals fighting each other, prompted by human trainers for them to do so. So, yeah, there's that kind of aspect that they don't really take responsibility for, but yeah.
That didn't really cross my mind as a kid.
But I mean, if you look at
Oh, it did for me.
Yeah,
I was
if you look at all...
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, if you look at all the old fairy tales, Grimm's fairy tales, they were horrific. They killed children, like the original...
Yeah.
What's it called about the Little Mermaid? The Little Mermaid, like that, she died. And it's just like they're dark, like they're really dark, right? And you go, wow,
really
kids must have been
original. Well, I really like the original Little Mermaid because, yes, she died, but the actual ending of the book goes on after her death and actually shows her trying to earn herself a soul so she can get into heaven. And the reason she died, she sort of accepted her own death rather than kill the man she loved, because that was the thing. She was a human up until the point where the dawn after he marries someone else, she would die, was kind of the condition of her being human. So her sisters sold their hair to... Sorry?
Didn't she lose her voice?
She lost her voice, and it was exceptionally painful for her to walk on the earth. And, the dawn after he marries someone else, she would die. Those were sort of the conditions of her being human. And
times.
so he
Fun.
does, he does marry someone else, and her sisters sell their hair to give her a dagger saying, if you kill him before the sun rises, you won't die. But she chooses to die rather than to kill him. And it's very sweet and inspirational, like, in all honesty. Everyone's like, oh, she dies. But it's like, you gotta look at it in the greater context that despite her not having a soul, quote unquote, because she's not human, she actually does such a great gesture of love that she's given the opportunity to earn a soul. So I actually think it's a really sweet story in the original.
I just find the message about love kind of confusing for kids in that sense. It's like, I'm so in love that I will give myself pain, and when I walk, I will lose my tongue, my ability to speak, which is the human connection, is communication. Then I won't forfeit my life. I literally forfeit my life because I'm in love with someone who doesn't love me. That's the story.
Yeah, in that perspective, it can be seen as a toxic or abusive type of thing, but it is that she chooses it herself, which
she chooses it herself.
Yeah, but it isn't something she should choose, because yes, her love is pure, her love is good, but the things she has to go through is not good for her, which then means that it's not a good relationship. It's not something she should do. But her love is good.
Her love is good.
But she forfeits her family. She forfeits her family, her culture, her life, her being to pursue this love. And the love doesn't love her. So it's like you give your entirety of everything for something that is not reciprocal in life. And I just find the message dark, and for me,
I find that part of the message. I mean, that part of the message is in the Disney version. I mean, that's why I don't like Ariel as a Disney princess, because she is like, screw my family, I want to be with this guy I've never had a conversation with. And so I actually don't like the Disney version and prefer the original fairy tale, because yes, she does give all that up. You know, her voice actually is what she pays the witch to make the potion for her. The rest of it is just, this is the condition of you being on land. There is a love that actually she does get from the prince when she's human, but it's unfortunately platonic on his end. He loves her very much, but as a little sister type of situation. So sadly it doesn't, but at the same time, is she entitled to that love? Because she gives him her love, is she entitled to his love? No. And that's sort of what she learns at the end, is like, yes, I love him. I don't need his love in return. I just love him. And, sort of choosing that he can live his own life, rather than kill him. She'd rather he have a chance to live his own life in happiness.
But she kills off her family. She kills off her family. She kills off her ability to
kills off her family.
Really live. So she does kill. Well, she leaves her family. She leaves her family.
She leaves them off. They're alive and well.
Which is no. But I mean, to each there. It's so. What I'm saying is, you think it's a great story. I think she forgoes everything, and that is not to be celebrated in life ever. I don't agree. And I think both versions are bad. Both versions are not a great.
That's fair.
Version at all. I don't think what this stemmed from. The conversation that we started was in the old stories that they've covered up and they don't show. They were much darker, and I think it is dark. Well, you can. Listen, we're all. You can think it's a great story about that.
I agree that both versions. Yeah, no, I agree that both versions are toxic. But what I'm saying is, ironically, you're saying the older one was darker and the newer one is not. I'm actually saying that because they took away that aspect of love from the old story, they made the new story darker because it had so much more of leaving. But they still kept in the leaving her family and to heck with everything. So they kept in the worst part of the story.
Either way, it's allowed to have different opinions.
It's okay to disagree.
Like passion.
It's okay to disagree. Yes. I think they're both. The point is, and we'll leave it there, is love love is not, shouldn't suffer for love is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, better things.
I think Sleeping Beauty.
But if you look at Grimm's fairy tales, all of Grimm's fairy tales are dark, in my opinion, very, very, very dark, and they kill children, and they, the witch in the forest brings them in and eats them, and you just go, what the heck is happening for kids? Like, those would have been our parents, and those kinds of things, and I've had the luxury because I'm older than you guys, but the stories that I tell, I have watched in the hundreds and hundreds of stories in animation that I have done and I have voiced. I find it fascinating, because we are geared towards story. We are, we long to sit around fires singing and dancing and sharing fable that are hopefully uplifting. Hopefully they're going to be some kind of, story that's going to inspire you, right? And when I read those old ones, I just think, just like the Christianity, they scare you. Like it's about scaring you. If there's sin involved and there's darkness involved, and you go, oh, don't go into the forest, or don't, don't talk to old ladies that have a hood of a babushka on their head because they're going to eat you. You know what I mean? It's just like so nuts. It's just a crazy. It's a wonder that we made it. And if you look at Popeye and Brutus and all of those guys, like way back, even Steamboat Willie, it was so politicized, like it was all embedded with deep, dark political, stuff like that. Obviously cartoons were for adults back then. Like there's no way that kids would even get that sort of political stuff. I don't think they would know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is a very interesting topic, but I think we should move on to something that's a little more family friendly, which is what the
more family friendly than fairy tales.
Yes. Something I do sometimes ask is how did you guys get into the fandom? Like, not necessarily how you discovered ponies, but how did you enter this online fandom? Silver, I know you tried to say something earlier about Sleeping Beauty. If it's okay, we're going to skip that, but you can start to tell us how you entered the fandom.
Sure thing. Let's see here. One, I entered through the internet, which is on my computer. I haven't found the uninstall button yet. Let's see here. This is way back in 2011. And I'm working at a job where I basically redact people's personal information from reports. And none of these reports do you get to see people at their best. I mean, that's just par for the course. So it's not fun. And when I get home, I need something just to lighten the mood. So as I check out comedy sites, Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, Red versus Blue, stuff that was really big at the time, I find everyone is making My Little Pony references. So I'm confused. I mean, isn't that what I didn't watch because Transformers was on? I did know the Smooth song, though. Bow, 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 bow. So I completely legally, wink, wink, checked out the first several episodes, and throughout the next couple weeks, I watched like 2 or 3 episodes a night. And I was pretty entertained, but it wasn't until I did a search for who else is fans of the shows, and I stumbled across all this artwork. And I need to go internet searching for one sec for an image that sort of cemented that I was part of the fandom. Talk amongst yourselves while I look it up.
Elley, you want to go?
The infamous moment when you realize you're a brony.
Yeah.
Oh, what's happening? So he's researching something?
Yeah, he's looking.
Yeah, he's looking for an image.
Would you like to tell us how you entered the fan? Not necessarily how you got the job of Mistmane, but how was it the first time you met the fandom or got into the fandom?
and regretted it
The
ever since.
fan, sort of.
Okay, let's say the first.
Got it. Well, I got into the fandom because Tabitha St. Germain is my best friend, and she was playing a million characters in the show, and I would babysit her cats when she would go to a fan-based convention somewhere in the world, because she went all over the place. And she'd come home with these, just suitcases filled with gifts and merchandise and things and all kind of pony related things. And I was like, what is this? Like, what is this stuff, right? And she said, it's My Little Pony. And I'm like, I want to be on the show. Like, I love all this stuff. Like, she had plushies and flags and t-shirts and like just stuff from wherever she went that was just like incredible. And I'm like, what? It was like, no. So of course, as soon as I said, I love that, I love it, I got an audition because it was recorded in Vancouver. I'm not from Vancouver, I'm from Toronto, so I would never audition for it but I was in Vancouver, and because I said to the universe, I want to be on that show. Boom! I got an audition while I was in Vancouver. Did the audition, got a call back for several characters, and Bob's Your Uncle. And as everybody knows, or maybe you don't know, but the first episode I did, I was a changeling. I wasn't Miss Maine. I played a couple of changelings, and then I did ensemble with Tabitha, and Tabitha introduced my character as Rarity, as her favorite pillar, as her favorite legend. So it's all just kind of synchronistic and kind of fabulous and kind of magic and kind of all the things that the fandom is. Anyway, just that happening, and then we're there recording together, and I was crying because it's and all the shadow stuff about her telling the story of Mistmane. It was very moving and very incredible. Well, I hadn't been a part of the fandom yet. I mean, I had been a part of the show, like you said, Chris. And then I went to my first convention, and it happened by accident. I was in Texas teaching a voice workshop, and they were doing Nightmare Nights was still going on. It had been happening for like 8 years or something. It's no longer happening. And they heard that I was there, and they said, will you come over for the Saturday night after I had finished teaching? And somebody picked me up and took me to the meat festival of the convention, which I was like, what's happening? Like, it was the most I don't know what was happening. There was so much meat. I've never seen more meat in my entire life, and food and cake and then they put me up in the hotel, and then I woke up the next morning and signed autographs, and there were lineups of people, the Bronies, who I fell in love with, and it's been a love fest ever since then. It's been a love fest because I have found my people. I have found it. I have found the thing. Mm-hmm. I found where I fit and I love, and I go, this is it. Oh my gosh. It is like, and it's just been a phenomenon. I try to explain it to others, and they're like, they see me post pictures and go, what is happening there? Like, forget the in-person ones. Now I've done like so many online conventions. I did one yesterday from a Polish online convention.
Yeah.
And I swear to you, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but it is magic. It is just it. I know the tagline is friendship is magic. I know. And I intellectually, but it really transcends all of it. It transcends the show. I've been in played thousands of characters in so many shows. I don't know any other fandom like this. I don't. Like, I've been to, I just don't. I don't. It's a thing. It is a very special thing. And I love to be a part of it. I'm like, it's the best thing that ever happened in my life, quite frankly.
Yay.
Yay.
So, Silver, you found the last parade photo?
I was looking around for artwork because I'd like to collect art of things I enjoy. It makes it more real to me. And then I chanced upon this one, and I felt sad looking at it. I mean, it is a clear. This was done in like the second season, so a lot of what has happened in the show had not yet happened. But it struck me that one last parade, that final farewell, and it really tugged on the heartstrings. It didn't help that I saw this on my birthday.
No.
Oh.
I just thought, I'm getting older, but I realized, wait a minute, why am I feeling
No,
this?
you're not.
Why am I feeling about a cartoon pastel horse? And I realized that this meant more than just fleeting entertainment. I was very invested in these characters and even more invested in the creativity of the fan base. I will say, there was one point where I thought about hanging it up. It was just after.
Do it.
What?
Do it.
What? Hanging up?
What? No, he means quit.
No. Oh, no. Don't do that.
Oh.
To hang it up means to quit and walk away.
Okay.
What?
I think me and Ellie.
You thought I meant hang up the art?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay, no, I'm sorry.
Okay, we're on the same page now.
Yeah.
I was a little frustrated by a Canterlot wedding, and I kind of lectured myself. I was like, yeah, come on, it was meant to sell a toy. This show is meant still to have a commercial aspect. So getting mad at it for that nature, maybe you've thrown yourself into it too far. Time to back off. But then, of all things, my first comic got featured on Equestria Daily, and I went to bed and maybe 100 activity notices in my DeviantArt account. I wake up the next morning, check in just to see what happened overnight, and there's 1,000. And over the day, you can just hit the refresh button and see the numbers climbing up and up and up. And it's like, what is going on here? And it was the first time in a long while any creative work I'd done hit that heavy a resonance with an audience. It was, in my eyes, the next best thing to having a book published. And so I realized, you know what, the show may go the route of advertising toys, but there's something here more to explore than just that. So I hung in and I kept going, and that's how I eventually started my YouTube.
And we haven't let him go since.
Nope. Also, we have the Bliss in the chat.
What's up, Bliss?
Blissy Boo.
Bliss is the person who made the vectors for my OC. So, yay. Go and check her out.
Oh.
Yeah, you see, Ellie, if you see the photo, I think I sent the photo in chat as well. But basically the one we are using for... Yeah, I'm gonna resend it, no worries. Basically the one we are using for the stream is... you can see my character sleeping on a pillow in the corner. She made those type of vectors. So...
She also is the not so subtle plush that is currently being squished under the couch.
Yeah.
Under the couch.
Yeah, you can see her under the couch, and you have Aeon under the blanket because
with his butt underneath.
Yeah.
Oh, cutie. Oh, so cute.
Yeah, it's very, very cute. I think it was... I need to pronounce the correct name.
That is so cute.
It's really, really cute. Ska vi se. Myth. I do... Ska vi se.
What's that?
Myth is the person who made the cute peekaboo art. Bliss, what's her real name on the DeviantArt? If you remember. Sorry, Ellie, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you didn't. What's her real name?
Myth's DeviantArt is the person who made those adorable peekaboos art.
They're very
okay.
peekaboos.
Myth Pony is her stuffy on DeviantArt. Thank you so much, Bliss.
Thank you.
Can quickly get that up so I can give you guys link if you want to see. She makes a lot. She actually does makes comics as well.
She does comics?
Yeah, she draw comics as commissions. Let's see.
Oh, there we go. Lightning Bliss beat you to it.
Ah.
Lightning bolt.
Yeah.
Yay!
Thank you so much.
Okay, perfect. Oh, that's really cute.
Here's the link for Senpai Myth Pony. Yeah. So yeah, she's the one who made those adorable peekaboos and a lot of other fun stuff. So yeah, that's...
So continue with the stories.
Yeah. Sweetie, how did you first enter the fandom?
Okay, well, skipping me finding the show and realizing I'm a fan.
Yeah.
So, well, no, I was in college. I was the publicity secretary of the pre-veterinary club at my college. And so it was kind of up to me to make the flyers for everything. And I was sort of like, well, what's something that's animal related, but also colorful and will get people's attention? My Little Pony. So I started making everything kind of My Little Pony themed, just to have it be like, oh, look, here's a purple poster with Twilight and bubble, just to make something colorful. I also did a little bit with the Neon Cat, another colorful animal. But at one point, I'm sitting next to my roommate, and she's scrolling through Facebook, and I look over for a second, and I see one of my posters go through her feed. And I'm like, hold up, back up, go back. It's like I see one of my posters that I made. And so she shows that there was apparently a brony group for my college who caught sight of my poster and took a picture. And they're like, oh my gosh, some brony is in charge of the pre-vet club. So I was like, oh, there's a brony group on Facebook. Okay, so I joined the brony group on Facebook. And we have a couple of get-togethers. But what I most remember is someone linking a certain review of Canterlot Wedding between Auntie C and Tommy Oliver, and particularly timestamping the end bit where they go on the rant about Nightmare Moon being chrysalis type of thing. And like, I just watched that. I'm like, they just made an existential crisis out of ponies. That's awesome. So that's how I got full on, like I went full on into the analysis and reviewing community and got involved in that. Like just watching everybody's videos and eating it up like crazy. And I'm watching all these reviews and, I'm like, this stuff is great, but there's just some stuff they're not talking about, and I'd like to talk about it, but no one's going to listen. Like I'm going to be spitting into the ocean. Well, what's the point? So two things happened that sort of gave me the courage to start up my videos. One was that there was a Reddit page for an analysis that you could post your video and people could like rank it up if they saw it. And that was helpful for me. One, because then I could watch every single review video on that one Reddit. And two, I can put mine in there. And three was actually Give and Take. He was making his videos and he was like, hey, if you post your review by Tuesday, and if you say something interesting about the episode, I'll actually talk about it in my video. And I'm like, okay, so I'm going to do that. And so, yeah, I decided to start making my own videos in around 2013 or so. I think I started, my first video was on the premiere of season 3, but it wasn't about season 3. It was about season 1, like you do. Yeah.
Very cool. Thank
I
you so
haven't
much
been able
for
to escape since. Send help.
Send help. Yeah, I will call Dusty Cats.
Oh, geez. He's not going to help. He's been suckered into fandom, too. We're both stuck.
Yeah, he's making those awesome biker shirts now that are both Wonderbolts and Shadowbolts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. Lightning Bliss says, I remember I used to go to Sweetie when I was having trouble with my pet ratties back in the day. Just to get a quick perspective, when I needed to take them to the vet, her acknowledgement in animals really helped.
Yeah, a lot of people do come to me about their animals, and honestly, my default response is go to the vet. Like, I mean, I hate to say it, but it's like I'm not a veterinarian. You know, I can't diagnose your animal, but I can probably give you an idea of whether it's serious. But even then, like, it's hard for me to give any sort of prognosis without seeing them or anything. So yeah, a lot of people try to get free vet care out of me. But no, but I'm glad I was able to help. But yeah, when in doubt, guys, seek, veterinary care.
I just saw a course that you can take online, and I actually considered it because I have so many animals, but it was I forget the name of it, but it was like animal communication, and it was a whole, like, where you literally, your animals try to tell you things apparently, and we don't listen, but they're actually they're actually telling us, and it teaches you how to know what they're saying to you. Sounded like a good fun thing. I mean, I'm not a vet. Oh my God. My vet makes a killing off me and my animals, but I trust the kind of medical profession, but I would love to know, because sometimes, you just don't know what's going on. They just seem a little listless or something, and you're just like, and you take them to the vets and they go, they're nothing. He's fine.
I think one of the best.
I'd like to take that.
Yeah, I think one of the best advices I can give, like, if you have cats, like Jackson Galaxy on YouTube, he gives you a nice clean list about, like, if the cat goes to pee in specific places, that usually means they are in pain or sick. So that's a good stuffy. And both with dogs and with cats, if they stop eating and stop drinking, that's also like something.
Yes. I will tell you right now, just a huge thing for everybody. If you have a puppy and the puppy doesn't eat, take it to the vet immediately, because there's a good chance that it has parvo. Parvo is very deadly to puppies. So if you have a puppy that's not eating, to the vet immediately. But yeah, there's a lot of animal behavior stuff, and yeah, that can be helpful for health. For instance, I had a cat that had diabetes, and when her diabetes wasn't being handled very well, she would get a UTI, and that was just something that happened. Just when you have a cat with diabetes, they're going to get urinary tract infections. But we always knew when she had one because she'd pee on the carpet instead of in her litter box. And so we go, looks like we need to take her to the vet and get more medication for another UTI, We'd know. It's like, she's peeing on the carpet again. Gosh darn it, So yeah, there are things that animals do to try to tell you.
Yeah, my dog has, is that like something to do with the diabetes? Like, what is that about?
Yeah,
because Shirley has diabetes.
Yeah, basically because there's a lot of sugar in their urine, and the sugar crystals kind of build up and can lead to urinary tract infection quite often. So, yeah, it is a concern with diabetes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good to know, actually.
Brony was a great help to me on Friday night during my art stream. We were trying to encourage people how to take care of their dogs during the 4th of July fireworks. But I got GPS and microchips mixed up, so she had to correct my course on that. Too sweet.
It is a common misconception. People will be like, my animal's microchipped. Tell me where they are. And I'm like, I don't know. That's not how microchips work. They're inserted under the skin, and the only thing they give is that if they're taken to a vet or a shelter, they can scan them, find the number, and look it up and look up the owner information. So if your animal is lost and they don't have their collar, they can find your information, contact you, and get your pet back to you as soon as possible. This, unfortunately, is also the case if your animal shows up to a shelter DOA. But we can contact you and let you know. It's not a GPS. It doesn't tell you where your pet is located. The only thing I've ever heard of that does that is a thing you can put on their collar, but that is significantly more expensive. Microchips are far easier for the average human to get. Any vet is able to give you microchips. Especially this time of year, there are free microchip clinics all over the country because every shelter wants your pet to be microchipped. Because if your pet comes into the shelter and we can't get them back to you, in a lot of shelters, guess what's going to happen to your pet? So you want to make sure that your information is with your pet, whether they have a collar or not, to make sure that we can get your pet back to you instead of in the cooler. is sort of the end game for the 4th of July, because unfortunately we get a lot of animals coming in July 5th. And hope most of them are alive, thankfully, but some of them...
Is that because they bolt because of the fireworks?
Because of the fireworks, yeah. They get scared by the fireworks and they bolt. They break through the gates, or they jump over the gates or whatever, and they're just so scared that they run. Sometimes they run into the street. Sometimes they run into somebody else's backyard, and they don't know whose dog it is, and they want to get it back to you, but they can't. And if they don't have a microchip, there's nothing they can do. So, microchip your animals.
It's gonna save you and people a lot of trouble.
Yes, especially us. Like, I hate to be all like self-centered about it, but it is like, please, because if we have microchips, on the 4th of July, we'll call people immediately. Like, I work at the clinic now, but I used to work at intake at the shelter. And if someone has a microchip, we will call the owner immediately, and we won't even intake your animal. We will tell the person who found it, here's the owner's phone number and name. Go take it back to their owner. Send them home. We don't want this dog here. We don't want your animal here, because the more animals we have, the more dangerous it is for everybody. So, yeah. We want your animals to stay home with you. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
We are not... there's no deficit of animals right now. My shelter is full.
We have a question in chat from Drinking Buddy, or Mr. Cattle.
Drinking Buddy.
Mr. Kettle, yes.
Yes. Question for all of you. What is your favorite type of cat? You can name even big cats too, like mine is a black Maine Coon, or black cats in general. So do you guys have a favorite type of cat?
I'd say my favorite is a mountain lion.
Yep.
That's why Persian's my favorite Pokemon. They're big and they're floofy and they're cute.
I like hairless. I like sphinxes. I think they're just so unique. Then they have personalities and they sit up and look like old men. To me, they're just so fascinating. My friend has 2 of them, and they're just like they're literally I don't know. There's something very, very human about them. Not that all like I have had cats my whole life, and tabbies and Mancoons and variety of. I've had Siamese, Blue Points, and stuff like that. They're all fantastic. Every single one has a personality, but I just think the look, there's something so otherworldly or something going on with the Sphinx. I don't know.
Silver?
Well, unfortunately, I have a very terrible allergy to cats. My eyes become so irritated, I look like a demonic bullfrog. But that does not prevent me from calling on storytelling, and this may stoke up the fairy tale discussion again, but there was the tale of the Manx cat, as I saw on an old Nickelodeon show, and I found that fascinating. So a Manx cat is mostly characterized because it has no tail.
Mm-hmm.
The myth behind it was the last creature on board Noah's Ark, and they closed the boarding ramp on its tail.
Oh, poor baby.
Ow, right?
Yeah.
So that's the legend, but
weren't there 2 of them?
Well, apparently either they were both really slow to get on, or
you know how cats are. They kind of jump in without really supposed to.
They could go together. Like they were probably going in like this together, side by side, and the door went on both their tails.
Well, now I kind of want to see if YouTube has that episode, so I can revisit it. Because it was actually the legend of the Manx mouse, but its destiny was to face the Manx cat.
A mouse without a tail? Oh, that's interesting.
Let's see here. This was a very long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, I guess Biased me want to say Norwegian forest cat, but unbiased me is gonna say the ragamuffin, because that's a very big fluffy and it acts like a kitten for 2 years.
Nice.
2 whole years.
I like fluffy cats as a concept, but I never own one. Like the other day in the clinic, we got in this like long-haired fire point cat. Now fire points are like, they kind of look like Siamese, but they have like orange tabby nose and ear tips and tail, and a super gorgeous cat. But I'm like, I could never own that cat because I would feel obligated to like brush it twice a day and like make sure it looks so pretty, such a pretty. And I'm just like, I don't have the schedule to upkeep a cat like that.
Fair.
Yeah, a hairless might be good for you.
Yeah.
Right? Like I brushed my cat this morning, and he's just, a regular, he's just an orange, fabulous boy, but he's got a double coat. So it's like his dander is really thick. And then he's got and it's hot here. It's in Toronto. It's like 85 degrees. And he's like, oh, please help me. And I was brushing him and just mounds. It was like mounds of hair coming out. And I have allergies. I'm the same. I'm like allergic to animals, but of course I still have them. And I take medication just so that I can sleep with them and, get all stuffed up still. But that's why the hairless would be good. Or poodles, like, where the hair isn't an issue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Of course, that's more for dogs. I don't think Silver has a dog allergy.
I don't, but my mom does. And she was so kind to take similar medication for years, as we've had 3 golden retrievers. And I never had trouble understanding what they wanted, because usually it was, they just stare at you with these adorable, sympathetic eyes, and you can't help but pet them, and they're happy.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, the most direct was our most recent golden Wrigley. One night I was spending the night at my parents' place, and I was asleep, but Wrigley apparently wanted some affection, so she climbed up on the bed, sat right next to me, and gave me a good clock upside the head. And I as I wake up, and next thing I know, there's this wet, dark nose in my face, like, hello! And I couldn't be mad. I could never.
Yeah. Getting flashback from my own doggy. But yeah, the thing I was gonna say, like, if you don't really like poodles but still need an allergy-friendly dog, one dog I can actually recommend is the Finnish Laphound. Like, I had one. That was my dog. That's not my dog. Not the picture.
Is that the kind I saw, Chris?
Yeah, that's the dog you saw.
Is that the kind that came to visit us?
Yes, with all the puppies,
So cute.
the tiny puppies. Like, those dog breeds,
so
actually, it was in a wedding. And there was a guy who was like, he couldn't even be in the area as a dog without getting like, ugh, type of dog. But he could bury his face into my dog and didn't have any trouble at all. And we met other allergic people, and they didn't react to her or any of the other Finnish Laphounds at all. So I think Finnish Laphound might actually be a dog that unregisteredly are good for allergy people, if ever want a fluffy dog.
And apparently the Brussels Griffon is I don't know, hypoallergenic hair or something like
that. The hypoallergenic dogs in general. Well, at least for things like poodles, like, I don't know anything about the Finnish Laphound scenario, but for things like poodles, the reason they're considered hypoallergenic is because they don't shed. So if you're allergic to the dander, they're good for you that way. But some people are even highly enough allergic to dogs where even that doesn't help. Like, they could be like allergic to their drool or anything like that, and like so even a poodle wouldn't help in their case. But if you're allergic to like dog dander, like, dander in the air or anything like that, then a poodle is helpful because they don't shed. Laphounds, I'm pretty sure, do. So I don't know why they're phenomenon. I don't know they're a phenomenon. I can't help you there.
I'm not sure why, because I didn't think they would be allergy friendly.
Yeah, they look like an allergy nightmare just looking at them. They're a fluff monster.
Well, their hair, they've got a lot of hair. Looks a bit like, I don't know, but they're so gorgeous. But they've got hair. They're furry.
Yeah,
they are big floofers. Yeah, they're not
floofers.
big, but
they're floofy.
They're tiny floofers, medium floofers.
That's a technical term, right?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
we
That's the medical term.
Yeah.
Medical term is floofy. Okay, I got it.
Basically, these dogs are about knee height of most people, so they're medium breed dogs.
I think they'd be considered medium size. Yeah.
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 But
1 second.
cute baby Poto. Oh, sorry, I miss my dog.
Gone into the rabbit hole of puppy
So
pictures.
cute.
No. I miss my
That's
dog.
exactly what they look like.
Yeah.
Oh.
Look at the pupper.
She had like all of all of them, like 6 of them, remember?
Yeah, she had, and then you had all the puppies in the same time. And I think it was like 6
Oh.
Like,
Oh.
puppy. Sorry, guys. Puppy
We've
fever.
gone into the rabbit hole of puppy pictures. We may not come out.
Puppies,
Mm.
puppies.
The puppers. Do I still?
Megan Newman just adopted.
Do I still have puppy picture? Not on my
Yeah.
computer. Wing.
You could probably get a puppy.
I don't have time for puppy right now, and traveling and stuff.
True.
I should. When I move together with my dearest, then then we can get the puppy because he's gonna stay home, so he can take
There you
care of
go.
puppy.
Yay.
And then I travel across the globe for all the cons. Yay! And get to see my friends, Elley and bring all the chocolate and cheese.
So, as an animal
I went
shelter
through-
employee, it is my responsibility to advocate getting an older mixed dog.
That's what I'm getting.
Oh yeah, you're getting a
Minor
dog.
rescues. I've got my eye on, so you'll appreciate this, but I've been looking and there's this little Chihuahua, but he's in New York, and you have to be within 100 miles. So I'm trying to get Inky Notebook to get. He's 14 years old. Like nobody's going to pick him. He's old. He's missing teeth. He's apparent. He was adopted and rescued, but the lady brought him back, and I can't even believe it because she said he was too clingy. Just wanted to sit on her lap and be with her, like he just like how can you believe that somebody would say a Chihuahua is? Of course they're clingy. They love to sit on your lap and they love to curl up with you, and that's too clingy. And I'm like, oh, and I forget his name. He's really cute, but I'm like, well, Inky, you can get him, and then when I can travel, I can go and I can get him. He's really cute. He's old, and I've been looking at a bunch of little old animals. I can't have somebody who doesn't. I actually looked at a couple that had no use of their back legs, but they can still motor around. The problem is my house is 14 feet wide, and it is stairs going up to the dining room, down to the kitchen, up to the second floor, up to the third floor, down to the basement, down 2 stairs. Like there's little ridges everywhere. And I thought, yeah, this is no good. Like even if I got the little
wheels and stuff,
wheel thing
Yeah,
that
the
you can
wheelchair,
put,
yeah.
like you can,
Yeah, they'd still need
it's
ramps and
just
stuff.
not
Yeah.
gonna.
yeah.
I mean,
I was just so not good.
No, not everybody's lifestyle is built for that. It's understandable. But yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Good for you going for the older Chihuahua. So,
I love roosters. I like the little old ones, and I like the ones that nobody wants. Like nobody, like if they're like 4 or 5 or 6, people are like no, because they want to get a puppy,
Yeah.
right? And I'm
if they want a
thinking,
puppy,
oh,
though, I will say,
get the one.
Get the one you already know how it's going to turn out, because you get a puppy, you don't know what you get. If you get a grown-up,
well,
this is
if
what you
This
get.
is great.
train, but then it's kind of a hit
Can
and
you
miss because
see
if you get an
this?
older dog,
Oh, yeah, look at how cute he is. Look at how cute he is. I'm going to show you a picture
cutie
of his
panther. Yeah, he's
name's
got his tongue
Mr.
out because
Ben.
somebody's had a dental in his time. Someone's had a TME. His tongue is sticking out.
But yeah, I got a good news for you though, sweetie. We don't actually. I think we have maybe one place in Norway where they have like a dog shelter. In Norway, we don't have loose dogs. We don't have a lot of. We don't have a lot of those. So it's very, very few places, and you usually have to travel far because people. It's very nice that people are taking their dogs so serious. Sadly we have a lot of stray cats though. That's
normal. Like you can't not have stray cats. Like even us at the shelter, like we'll put cats back where we found them.
After
a lot of the time, like if
they're
they're ferals, we'll ear tip them and send them right back. We're like, no, this cat can live outside. Like,
yeah, it can't.
There's no way this cat's gonna get adopted. It's gonna bite anyone who tries to touch it. So it'll live a happier life outside than it ever would inside. Yeah.
Yeah, my neighborhood always leaves food out. We've got a bunch of feral cats, and we actually captured them and had them fixed.
Yay! Trap
just so that they not happy. Yeah, they were not, but it's exactly that. They were like just absolutely no way, Jose. What did they? I mean, with time you can try. I have trained feral cats, but it takes a lot of work.
It takes a lot of time and effort. Yeah, I mean it's possible, but we don't like to encourage people to have to do that. We're sort of like, or you could leave the cat alone.
Yeah, and people get frustrated that they're not being all fluffy and sweet because they're wild.
Yeah, it's like cats are only semi-domesticated.
At any point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they choose to live with you.
They choose to live with you. You're either chosen or you're not.
Mm-hmm.
It's more accurate to say they used to let you live with them.
Yeah, basically. Like, okay, slave, you are to give me food.
Trader Joan just hosted. Thank you.
Yay!
Yay!
Yay! Look at how cute that one is.
The last one I actually sent is actually the mother of my dog.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. That's Sufi.
Oh, I met Sufi.
Yes, you did.
I met Sufi. I remember that. Oh.
Yeah, for anybody who is confused, I was lucky enough to be allowed to host Elley when she came to the Norwegian cons here in Norway a few years back. So that's why all of this stuff is happening.
So. Awesome.
Yeah, I met her family. It was awesome. We've climbed mountains and went places and
I gotta give you credit. You came from the airplane, straight from the airplane, jet lagged, tired, sweaty, everything. And my father just like, yeah, let's go and pick some morels and some other fruit and stuff. And she just like, okay, slings the suitcases and joins us out in the field.
It was so great because wasn't it plums? We went and did the plum trees. We did all the plum trees, which was awesome, man. Like we had all these tarps underneath the trees, and there was a whole team of people, right? Yeah. And there was all these trees. And her dad and all these people were like shaking the trees. And all the plums were like falling, doing the shake, 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 shake. And we were there was thousands of plums. And they, and your grandmother making the plum jam. Oh my God, I love her. She was such a sweetheart, your grandmother.
Yeah, she still asks about you.
I gave her that sweater to remember. Like she's very conservative. And there's me, right? There's me, and then there's your darling grandmother, who invited us over for scones and made those beautiful crepes or pancakes or whatever. Like what's better? It was just so adorable. Adorable. I loved her. I just thought she was so wonderful. And she's taken all that plum jam and she's going, and I said, oh, I really like it. And she was giving me tons and tons of jam. Do you remember?
How many did you end up bringing?
We put it into a big, huge bag inside of a tube. That's so that travel it, remember? So because we were afraid that they were going to break. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
And I put it in. It was just insane. It was insane. There was like, I'm not even kidding you, 6 mason jars of plum jam that she gave me to take home.
Yeah, that's a little more.
That was, we had a, you guys, you'll appreciate this because at Metricon, like we created a whole little booth and we had a whole room where My Little Pony episodes were playing and Pin the Tail on the Pony and bobbing for apples and drawing and coloring and all this stuff in one room. And outside we had like set up a kind of a like little booth and we had like this canoe or something over our heads suspended with the air. And it was Luna, right, who brought over 200 plushies. And it was like an explosion of plushy ponies everywhere. It was it was just such an incredible thing. It was so cute. Oh my God. And go.
Yeah, sorry. Just so people can understand the context. This was a con who was not specifically ponies. This was like a con for all the fandoms. So you had like science fiction, you had western, you had the sales boots, and then suddenly, in like a random spot, you just see ponies starts appearing, and it gets more and more and more and more and more. So it's just like, okay, when did ponies take
all the way up the stairs? All the way up the stairs, you saw ponies. So you'd see a couple of ponies. It's like, what's that? Then more, and then it was like this explosion of ponies. Like it was so great.
Yeah, it was really, really fun. So when
I swear to you, that was one of the most magical. I met so many, like incredibly, it wasn't just a My Little Pony, as Chris said. It was everything. So, but it was amazing how many My Little Pony fans were there. Like that, I cannot remember her name for the life of me. Do you remember the girls? I've got it written down who you gave the mist mane to. You gave her your mist mane, right? Oh, that's to this day, that is one of the most powerful moments in the fandom. And I talk about it all the time. I talk about it at conventions, on panels.
Yeah, and
there was we met a handicapped girl that was, and she couldn't speak. But I just walked up to her and she had a handler who was pushing her wheelchair. And I said, hi, are you having a great weekend? Are you enjoying the convention? And we didn't know that she couldn't speak. And her handler said, oh, she can't speak, but she can spell with her finger on her wheelchair arm. And he said, well, I'll translate for you. And anyway, the long story short is that she was so excited to be there. She was like so happy that we came over and talked to her. I invited her to come back the next day, and she did it. She did a voice workshop because I was doing a voice workshop. It was just the most incredibly beautiful, incredible, thing. And, her handler kept saying, you've changed her life. Like, she's just so excited about your generosity. And Chris gave her, she said, she said she loved Miss Mane, of course, because she met me, but I'm sure she loves all the characters. And Chris gave her plushie of Miss Mane that Chris had gotten me this Miss Mane. So before I could give, I'm not going to give away a gift that was given to me, but she had also gotten a Miss Mane from, was that Galacon 3 years ago or 4 years ago or something?
Yeah, it was the
and
very
she
same
gave
Galacon
her
where I met you. It's the same Galacon where I bought you yours, I bought my own, and yeah.
And I just about had a heart attack that we bought this because I was going to buy it, and I went to get it, and it was sold, and I was like, oh, bummer. And at the end of the convention, Chris is standing there, right, because she'd already bought a Mist Mane, and I'm like, don't be silly, they're too expensive, right? Like, don't do that. And then she's like, here, and I'm like, what are you doing? Don't give me your pony. And she's like, no, I got you one. And I was like, oh, no, I can't accept it. I can't accept it. I just can't accept it. And long story short was, that's our relationship has just been like since then.
Yeah. It's like, it's
very, very,
happy. I like it. It's just I know I like as far as I knew you didn't have one, and it was like hello, it's me plushie you who she makes amazing plushies, and it was just like I really wanted to, and my intention was just that I want you to have a plushie. I didn't think further than that. So it was basically.
No, you didn't think. I was like, "What are you doing?" No.
Yeah. So
I was like, "I'll pay you for it." You're
no, you don't pay for a gift. A gift is given because somebody wants to give you something, and the only payment is a thank you, maybe, and take care of it.
Well, that was crazy. That was crazy. I know. And it was like, and I love you so much. But that was the convention where Batman stood up in the 3,000 people thing and took on the Joker, because the Joker always bid on the cowboy hat in the charitable auction every GalaCon, and the charitable hat moves around, as we know, to all the conventions. If for those of you that don't know, there's a hat that everybody bids on. You don't get the hat. This is what's so crazy. You don't. All you do is you bid a lot of money. They bid tons of money on this cowboy hat that has been signed by all the VAs. And you just get to wear it, and then it stays and kind of moves like a museum around to all the conventions. So it's like an oddball thing. But at GalaCon every year, there is a guy who dresses up as the Joker in cosplay, and he always outbids everybody for the cowboy hat.
Nope.
He always gets it, and he always bids a lot of money. Well, this year that we were there, he's about to get it. It goes once, going twice. And then from the balcony of this sold out convention, there's like thousands of bronies. We hear this voice, and it goes, whatever it was, $1,010. And we're like, what the hell? And we look, and it's somebody in cosplay as Batman outbidding. Oh my gosh, it was like the most insane thing. And then finally they were battling back and forth, the Joker and Batman, of who was going to get the cowboy hat. And then the Batman runs out of money, and somebody, one of the bronies yells, "Let's help Batman." Somebody yells, "Let's help Batman." And I swear to God, it made me cry. The entire audience. And they had no money left. It was the end of the convention. They'd spent all their money on the charitable auction. And the bronies came down. This is why this fandom is so unbelievable. It's like weeping. I was like bawling my head off as they streamed down and were emptying their pockets of coins and just like dollar bills. Like they had no money. People didn't know how they were going to get home. Like it was just like, oh, anyway, they came up with a tally of the entire crowd giving money to Batman, and they announced the amount so that Batman, and it was like something crazy. I can't remember, Chris, but it was like, hundreds and hundreds of dollars that they gave to Batman so that he could have a lot, right?
Yeah, it was a lot of money. I remember they actually streamed it and put it on YouTube. So if you see a crazy girl with very short blonde hair jumping up and down right next to the money, that's me.
That's it. And then somebody proposed to somebody right after that. Of course, Batman won, because the Joker goes, rah! He raises his staff, and we thought, oh no, you cannot outbid the entire. You can't. All the bronies just gave their money. You cannot outbid Batman, and he didn't. He conceded, and it was like I walked up to him and I said, "Thank you so much," because he had the money. He could have outbid, but he didn't. He bowed to Batman, and it was like insane. But he didn't the next year. Like it happened the next year, and he didn't. But it was such an awesome moment. Oh my Lord! And then when that guy stepped up and he called his girlfriend when they were thanking staff, and he proposed to his girlfriend. It was just, magical things happen, as we know, in every convention. Magic is everywhere. So fabulous. Oh my God, I love this fandom.
So I heard that Everfree is gonna be this year in person. You guys, is any one of you guys going over there, since you're on the right side of the globe?
I was going to.
Yeah, I hope to be there. Yes.
I will be there. Yes, I'm a community guest.
That's a song. That's a song. I will be there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I will be there. Sun. Now you've got me singing the Count of Monte Cristo.
Yay!
this song's going.
It's a song. What are the dates of that? What's
August
the dates of Everfree?
Through the 15th.
Yeah, 13th.
13th through the 15th. Because I know that TrotCon is doing an online convention in a couple of weeks, but they're also doing a December in-person right before the holidays. They're doing an in-person convention in Ohio, which I was like, what's happening? Big Christmas party. It's got a pirate theme. I'm like, Pirates Christmas?
Pirates
What? I don't know.
I'm sure there's a
Treasure for
movie out there
Christmas?
about
What's
it.
happening?
A very pirate
right?
Yep.
A very pirate Christmas. Oh my God. That's a good idea.
Let's see. There we go. I found at least some of it. So if you want to see some of the, yeah, there. Am I jumping? Yeah.
Galacon.
When you don't think about the consequences of what you do. That's something might happen.
Is that when the bronies are all coming? You know, and then they hand me a microphone right at the end of it. I'm just crying. I'm like, I can't even speak right now. I can't. I'm too overwhelmed. Yeah, it's so awesome.
Yeah. And Drinking Buddy, if Chris becomes a Cresselia, does that mean she become a Cresselia after dark? Maybe?
Sure.
Yeah.
Whatever you're into.
Yeah, I'm just imagining. First I'm this fluffy little thing, and then I become a monster. Big monster that apparently likes to trample on cities.
So,
I haven't
Gremlins?
yet. Gremlins.
Gremlins are creepy. They're scary.
Gremlins are... They're misunderstood.
What did you say, Silver?
Just picturing a theme song if you're on the rampage. Look out, it's Cresselia. The Cresselia. The Cresselia.
Yeah, do you mind recording that?
It sounds...
Yeah, do it.
You're saying... It sounds like you're saying a chrysalid.
I don't want to be.
I don't want to cool too.
I don't want to be chrysalis.
Like a chrysalid. A chrysalid.
Oh.
I can emphasize. I can emphasize the Z.
Yeah, like as if you're a chrysalid, which houses the butterfly.
Oh, I like butterfly.
It's where all the magic happens, right?
Yeah.
A chrysalid, right?
Yeah. I also see that we have hit the 2-hour mark.
Oh, yes.
So we can continue a bit longer if you guys want to. But this is all the time that I have asked of you guys. But if you want to continue, we can do that as well.
And I can go a few more minutes, but I have a 4th of July get together, and I bring in some of the food, so I can't delay too long.
That's fair.
Plus, I need to now go write Chris's monster theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. The song.
And Duskflare makes a very good point, Chris. Don't forget to sleep.
I did sleep. I slept 8 hours today, and I woke up 7 in the afternoon.
7 in the afternoon?
Yeah, but
PM
that's like once in a month that happens. You never sleep.
Basically, I have been awake for around 5 hours. My sleeping pattern has switched. Because I work so much in the on the night and evening because of audiobook and other stuff, so it has kind of switched. But the good thing is, if I ever have something I need to do on the daytime, for some reason my body's totally awake. If not, it sleeps. So it's kind of like, okay, ADHD brain, did you actually do me a favor? So I get enough sleep, but it's kind of on a weird place. But I still get enough sleep. If it didn't get enough
amazingly, you still manage to do international voice workshops that are, you're 6 hours ahead and they happen at night for us. So it's like, what the heck time is it in your zone? Like we're like, you're asleep or you should be asleep, but you
should be asleep.
Yeah. It kind of, I think that's maybe one of the good things about ADHD. It helps you do whatever the brain wants you to do instead of what you want to do. So, I don't know. I try to
think that's
work with it. Yeah. I try to work with it instead of against it.
Yeah.
So, I would ask if you guys have anything that normal people don't do, but it works really great for you. What thing would that be in your life? If you have anything. Like for me, it's the weird sleep stuff.
Are you talking about sleeping?
No, for me it's
or
the
just
sleep. For me, it's the weird sleep pattern. But do you have something unusual in your life that works for you, but not necessarily works for others? Like a thing you do in the morning, a thing you do right before bed, or something like that. Just, fun fact. Before Silver has to go and deliver the food, and I will try to go and get rest stuff done, and I don't know, try to take a nap at least.
Yes.
Even though I have slept 8 hours.
I will trust you for now on that, but be like, I don't believe you.
I don't believe you.
You can ask my dearest if you don't believe me, because I was at his place, and he sleeps when I sleep.
The thing I don't do, the thing I do that other people don't is puns. And I find relationships monumentally because I get to hear those 3 immortal words, I hate you. And that's, for me, that's the mark of a true friend. When they've heard my puns and they say they hate me. And I'm like, oh, it's okay.
I've been a very bad friend in this particular regard.
Not true. You told me you hated me just last weekend.
It wasn't puns, though.
But
it was alliterations.
Oh, alliteration puns? That's even scarier.
Yeah.
It's a plentiful pontification.
Someone asked earlier, actually, what your favorite pun was, Silver.
Actually, I can tell this story because I was with some friends, and one of these friends, he doesn't really laugh at my puns, but he made a cheese joke, and I told him that was well crafted. Yes. So I told him it was well crafted, and it took a second for it to sink in. Then all of a sudden, he starts giggling, and keeps giggling. And giggling, and I'm like talking to his wife, get a calendar, I have to mark this red letter day.
What?
Puns have succeeded. He is
laughing. But you could have said that one. You could have gone, that was a really Gouda one.
Oh, but it's all good. You just got to let it breathe.
Exactly, right? But don't be blue about it.
Or brown.
Actually, I told you,
oh my God, brown.
Even though I'm all American.
For people who doesn't know, we have a lot of brown cheese in Norway. I think I said some to Silver as well.
Brown cheese! Brown cheese! Oh my God, brown cheese. I haven't had brown cheese in like ages.
Yeah, I'm going to send some over to you when it gets colder again.
Oh, no.
When it gets colder, so it survives.
You behave yourself. You and your packages.
Yeah, I'm apparently notorious
with
those.
My favorite is the Norway socks. The Norway socks are like, my sister stole my socks.
Seriously?
I'm like, those are my socks. She goes, these are my favorite socks. I'm like, I don't get. What are you talking about? These are a gift for me. Yeah, no, they're mine. I'm my sister. I'm like, okay,
Sisters are good for that.
I know where to get.
Yeah.
Oh, lover.
But she can be a pain.
Yep, that's family in general.
Yes.
So,
family, you know.
It's the kind of thing you never get rid of.
Oh, what, family?
Yeah.
Optional.
But do you have any unique quirks or something, sweetie?
Got a lot of them. For one thing, I talk to people on the internet.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I try to, there are habits I have that I try to break because I acknowledge they're not healthy. Like, actually kind of like a lot of people, I don't like having breakfast, but I also acknowledge that it's good for me. And when I'm on my feet dealing with tons and tons of blood and all types of things all day, not having low blood sugar throughout the day is not an option, especially when I don't get a lunch break at my job. So, as much as I don't get hungry until like 4:00 in the afternoon, I still acknowledge that I need to eat for my own health. Like, I acknowledge even though there's things that my body might tell me to do, I can't necessarily trust it because it's gonna backfire on me later in life, especially as I get older in my life.
So basically, you have a body that lies to you.
I mean, a lot of people do. And I do have to keep in mind that I am getting older. It's something that my dad has been very helpful in reminding me how old I am, which is not appreciated. He's in his 70s talking to me about how I'm old. But yeah, and he gets on my case about how I don't have air conditioning, even though it's like 120 degrees over here. But it's like, I'm fine. I just need to sleep with wet towels and stuff to keep my body temperature down, but I'm fine. And he'll be like, yeah, but when you're older, that can be fatal. And I'm like, okay, fair point. I have to keep in mind that I'm not going to die at 40, that if I want to live a long life, I have to start making good choices now. Make good habits now because they're going to be harder to keep when I'm older and I need them.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Elley, do you have any weird quirks that works for you?
Have you met me?
Well, yes, I have.
I know, it's an odd question.
Weird quirks. I think I am the definition of a weird quirk. I think, what works for me is listening to and seeing the things and believing them when they happen and trusting that they're messages from somewhere. Whereas most of my life it's been, there's not there, that's not real, and none of that is real, and you're just either dreaming or imagining it, or you've got a problem. And I think, for me, it's like really listening to what I'm being told and seeing what I'm being told that other people can't see and can't hear, and actually trusting it and knowing that it's actually real for me. It's just that maybe other people can't see or hear what I'm because I used to be like, oh, I don't know what that is, and that's weird, and because I was told not to give any credit to that sort of stuff. And I think it's a powerful thing that because of institutionalized training, you've got to be a certain way and you've got to know a certain thing, and it comes to you via a certain avenue. But I think since I was really a little kid, I see things that other people don't, and I hear things that other people don't, and I need to go, that's okay. That's okay. And work with it, and I feel that it makes me much happier when I listen and believe rather than go, that's not real. And I don't want to hear what you have to say. That's one of my little quirks, I think. That makes me happier when I just give, allow my intuition to go, yes. Oh, that's a message from somewhere. Thank you very much. Oh, that's great. Okay, good. Yeah, I'll tell that person. I'll let that person know or whatever.
Mm. That's very nice.
Yeah.
On that note, I hear fireworks in the distance, or actually not that distant.
I hear fireworks too right now. I hear fireworks too.
Mine haven't started yet.
I take that as a meaning I need to get going so I can rendezvous with my friends.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. I want to say, you guys can say your goodbyes first, and then I can say for me before we raid some poor soul, as they used to say.
Yay!
Actually, I think we're gonna raid Fiora, because she is the boss of at least 3 of us in the call for the audiobook.
There you go.
But yeah, you guys can say your goodbyes and thank yous and stuff.
Where is Fiora? Oh.
She's streaming.
Is she streaming?
Yeah. So, anything you guys want to say before we end?
Please give Fiora my best, and thanks for having me.
Indeed. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Unfortunately, I can't stay with Fiora because my server and I are going to watch Hamilton. Hint, hint, Silver.
I'm working. I'm going to propose it to my friends tonight.
Let's better.
Hamilton, and then I can blame them if we don't.
That's not going to work on me.
I know I was going to say that's not going to work over there.
Yeah. You've been blaming your family for the past year. I still lecture you.
My cunning plan and diversion has run out. I overplayed my hand.
Watch it.
I'm waiting for a pun. I feel like one's coming. I feel like before you leave, you're just going to land a pun on us.
Come on, I'll lay a Hamilton.
Oh, there you go.
There it is.
So, anything you want to say before we skedaddle, Elley?
Oh, I just want to say thanks to everybody for joining up, having a chat. It's we're at a time right now where I feel just communication is just so needed. Storytelling is needed. We're telling stories. Well, this is what we're doing. We're coming together. We're telling stories, and it's like we're sitting around fires, singing and dancing and sharing fable. And it's like Hamilton. It's like watching Hamilton, but it's like we're doing it in sort of real time online, which is weird, but it's still better than not coming together and celebrating each other. And I just want to say a big shout out to everybody who's online and partaking, and to all of the guests that have shown up today. I'm so honored to just be a part and to be able to share thoughts and ideas and come together and sing and dance around a little fire that we've created right now and raise the energy of the world a little bit. So thank you so much for that, guys, and we'll do it again.
Thank you so much, everybody, for giving of your time to join and, share in all the craziness that happens on these streams.
A lot of fun.
Happy you guys.
Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Yeah. So,
catch them all.
So, yep. So stay kind, stay awesome, and stay brownie, everybody. Bye.
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 Brown cheese.
Yeah, hashtag brown cheese.
There you go.
Brown.
Love you guys.
Bye. Have happy 4th.
Fluffy love.
Oh,
big fluffy love.
The
fluff.
The fluffies.